Defy the Tyrant.
In a world where nuclear war has begun, vampires fought back in super real 3D.
Local band here in Tallahassee, Florida. Guys are in it that I used to share the stage with when I was in my band, Kill Clouseau. Years ago, I know most of this band, and it was a blast making a music video for them. I put together music videos. This is how I collaborate with the artist to come up with ideas and organize things and how the actual shooting goes. We're gonna go out. We've got some stuff here of the actual experience of nights of shooting along with the storyboard coming together. So here we go. All right, what's your loose idea for Gravity?
My idea, and I told them last night, is it's just a band in backstage. You don't see any faces. They're just moving around. And then they go out on stage. It's a stage, but it's completely covered fog. Okay. So you can't see anything. It's it's an empty room.
It's like a single dude.
Yeah, okay. With like a bartender just like, and the guy just like throws his microphone down while it's on stage or something. But with a story, I don't know about a story behind that. But you don't ever see the face. You just see them going crazy in this fog. You see their outlines constantly.
Very silhouette.
Very silhouette.
Which I've definitely done silhouettes. I mean, we can do silhouettes. I've got some silhouette stuff with in Judgment Day and Eli's. You know, I don't know how I'm familiar. Yeah. We can queue up a couple little things. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
I get like a superhero movie vibe, man. Just that song, man. It's just like maybe like somebody that wanted to be a superhero, but he could never figure out how. Somehow.
They couldn't fight gravity, so he couldn't fly.
But like maybe,
that's like the.
Maybe he was something.
Yeah, that was my character.
Yeah, that was
from
your
Dog
character.
Days. I could only fly.
Hitting the floor, getting punched or whatever, and getting down, fighting the gravity, and they're always getting back up, trying to fight that and stuff like that.
I was thinking more of fighting with your second person, within yourself, more or less.
I like to get together with the group and then just everybody throw out something they like. Just any general idea. If the song made them think of anything, whether it's a visual thing or a story idea, whatever it is, get the big ideas out there that we can't possibly achieve, and then you start consolidating it back down.
We have to figure out a way to make somebody smash their face into a mirror and be okay with it.
Yep, and as the pieces fall, they turn into water. The mirror, they turn into water.
Well, you can
that's where you get your water.
I don't know how to. Sorry, man. If we can put the whole budget into that one shot, we can file to figure out how to do it.
We got it.
Here's my opinion on abstract and what you're trying to say. If we keep it in a way that it's not like a clear, concise, cut statement, then people, the viewers, the listeners, they get to make it their own story too. Yeah. That's my opinion on it. When you leave it open enough metaphorically, then it becomes your own story. I also like to record that with my phone or whatever, just make sure that you have an audio recording, and I reference it back, make notes, and then build what I ended up building, which is step 2 got them a storyboard. I want to say a couple of weeks later after the first meeting, put together one and figured out a way to try to tie together the ideas that we liked most, that everyone seemed to kind of agree on, and then kind of hinge those into something that could be built around a story. The band was very busy doing a lot of shows every week, and we just couldn't quite all meet up at the same time, so I supplied them a video of the storyboard with me narrating through it, explaining stuff. This is a video link that I'm supplying you so you can hear my audio so I can explain it, but you'll see that there's a PDF attached to this email, and it is this storyboard in 3 pages all broken up so you can just kind of reference it, print it out, look at it. Frame number 1 here, we don't know who this is. This is a silhouetted figure. It's a hood, and this is all we know. It's kind of like black behind him. We don't really have any understanding of what's going on. Then the next shot is a wide shot, and now we can actually see that there's 2 hooded figures. We're out in the woods. Probably do this right here on my property like we had talked about with the water that I have out here, as long as it hasn't dried up by the time we film this. Now, we first started talking about 2 months before the actual shoot was going to happen. So now we're down to the last week before the actual shoot's going to happen, and I'm just now getting to meet up with Ian, only Ian, because that's the only person that was available that day, to go over what has come together so far that will help this storyboard come to life. I was hoping to have a few more things figured out before we got this close to the actual shoot, like the location that we're going to be filming at. It would be nice to have already known. And we're still trying to nail down the exact actors. I think we have one, but we need another double that can participate as this other body that has to be of a similar size as the main actress.
And there's maybe like child toys in the background, kids or something that you can kind of like pan through.
Talk to you.
No. No, he talked about it being 2 girls. I know that.
Okay, yeah. Well, actually, we only see her face in the mirror, and then we see a hand come into the shot, going into the back of her head and pushing it into the mirror.
Okay.
So we don't see who pushed her head in, we don't see who was in bed. This to the side, and here's the person, and she wipes the mirror here, and we see the back of her head here, but her face is revealed in this shot. So you just see a hand push into frame.
Hey, okay, just wear boots, wear pants. We're gonna have the towel here. Whoever's down has gloves, and we got plastic for the glass that shatters. Yeah. That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
It's a very fast shot of going into the glass. Then you have a picture frame shattered. You know?
Just like a symbolic representation.
A symbolic representation.
Yeah. It's funny because this whole mirror concept, this entire mirror concept is completely based around Kurt having this vision of a face being smashed in a mirror.
Yeah, we want to have the face.
I mean, that was the only reason we're like, well, what story point would help that happen?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to want to switch that out for a symbolic representation of it, or if that's the whole reason. Do we need to keep pursuing this shot?
Let me call. Let's have a conference call here. He might not pick up.
Has been forwarded to an
breakaway mirror, and I film it in super slow-mo. I can speed ramp it so it goes fast, and then like
that would be really cool.
Hell yeah, it would be awesome. I actually just did this speed ramp with the smashing of an iPhone.
Was it cool?
It was very cool. Yeah, it's this end scene that happens in the Cosmic Key video. They literally went and bought. I thought this was a little excessive.
Yeah.
They went out that day and bought a new iPhone 10.
Oh my God.
Just to smash it that night with a hammer.
Was this for this rap video?
Yeah. And I was like,
that's
like, are you sure you want to, like, do we really need it to be an iPhone 10?
Is there still water at your house that we can use for the puddle scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Kirk can fall in the water.
You guys are cool with having your guitars get wet and everything?
We can use shit. We have, I have other guitars we can just plug in, pretend to plug in, and that doesn't matter if they get wet.
I think that we should have everybody out to my place around 3 or 4, so we can just kind of be in place, go over what we're going over. I can get the lights roughly staged, you know. We didn't even know where we were filming the band officially.
We're a little concerned of the venue, the warehouse shoot or something like that.
Yeah.
We don't.
Like, I haven't even seen what that looks like.
I haven't fucking seen it yet either, and I'm still waiting on pictures for that.
Yeah. And it's a little bit wooded. It's kind of a wooded neighborhood, and in front I have a little bit of water. It's not a sinkhole. It just holds water all the time, and it kind of looks like a sinkhole. But the water is actually very shallow. The first scenes would happen there, and it would involve just standing in that water about ankle, well, maybe knee deep at the absolute deepest. And somebody's gonna pretend to smash your face into a mirror. You don't actually have to smash your face into a mirror. It's all gonna be fake, and we have like 3 different ways that we're talking about how to do that. So I get back from the meeting with Ian at Lucky Goat, and I realize I need to make some plans just in case we don't have a second body double. I'd have to plan all my shots out quite differently if we don't end up having Rebecca, who did end up coming to the rescue and participating, and that was really big of her because it's kind of hard to ask somebody to come be a part of a video and then they're not even necessarily going to be seen in it for who they are. I felt kind of bad about that. So Rebecca, that was really big of you. You are a super awesome fan of the band. I'm sure you did it for them more than you did it for me, but I appreciate it immensely. And I still haven't forgotten about the idea of using you in some other video at some point where you actually get to be the face of it, assuming you're still up for that and this wasn't that terrible of an experience for you. So I started drawing out a new storyboard, and this is the day before we're gonna actually film our first day. And then I sent them another video of a revised storyboard that shifted things quite a bit. We went from having 3 different locations that was going to have us all throughout town to doing everything out here on my property. I thought this was quite achievable, and it would focus it more on the funnest shots that were also the highest guarantee of being able to pull off well. So the mask is out there, and it's like this weird object in the middle of the water, right? And so she feels compelled to walk out there towards it, laying in a tub, her hair all sprawled out, floating in the water, which is kind of cool. Here's the twist that you guys may or may not like. I know we have this whole thing going about a mirror shattering, and how do we do it, and how do we not cut somebody's face, and what angle do we do it in, and how do we film around the mirror side so we don't show up in the thing. What if instead we have this arm just jut into the frame and just press her face down into the water? Because we could actually film that, and I could film it in slow-mo, and all the water would be like bubbling up. Normally I'll gear prep everything, pack everything in the van, but if we're gonna film everything out here tomorrow, which hopefully they approve this idea, and I'm doing the opposite. I'm actually setting up everything here. Half of my stuff is tungsten and half of it's LED. I guess I've got more LED at this point, which is great, because it uses less power. The C-stands are so hefty, I mean, they're heavy and they're kind of a pain in the ass and they're kind of expensive, but you know that they're gonna work, you know that they're gonna hold the light, you know that your talent's not gonna have a light fall on them, and you can get it in more angles. You can leverage it out further, so you can get that light in over the top of something and it's still totally out of frame. I draw out my storyboard and then I make my secondary list. I call it a secondary list, and it's my shot list. And it just lists everything that I need to get in each location that is in my storyboard. Put each location that you'll be filming in, and then write each shot that's in it. The house bathroom, 8, 9, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19. You don't want to be trying to read your storyboard and ping-ponging back and forth trying to figure out, oh wait, oh we missed that shot, we missed this shot. So at this point, we've gotten all the lights as set as I can set them around the pond. And we are waiting for it to get dark. It's going to get darker and darker over the next hour. Hopefully no rain. The goal here is to use the red as much as possible, and then the A7S on the Ronin. However, I might end up on the FS700 occasionally, which is set up over here. Go. See, the FS700 is so much better with a low light than the red is, and that's why I might end up having to use it for the shoot. I have not turned on the battery lights yet, but we've got our Fresnel set up, a bicolored panel over there that'll run off batteries. We've run our cords all from my main office down here. Got a panel over there, a little Lowell tungsten over there, hit a couple of panels behind the tree stump. I can see that I'm probably need to hide that one a little better. And then they've got a ring light over there that we're gonna fire up as soon as it gets dark enough too, just trying to save the battery power on things. We need to move this back a little further. Another tungsten here. So I've set up another light over here, so that way it can kind of shine up at this huge, awesome stump. And then, oh, it's full. And then we've got a couple lights over here And the goal of these lights, probably going to turn all the shit back over at the tree. And that way I can light up the tree, because I think this tree is a really cool backdrop. I'd like it to show up in the video. Woo! Some people in there. Hi. All right, we got our actresses and 2 band members, and then the groupie.
I thought I was the actress.
You're the actress.
I can hold that if you.
Yes, we're gonna trade.
Hold that.
Oh, good. You're GoProing. Nice. Documenting. Okay.
Where do you need that?
From over here.
Oh, Kurt's got you.
To the pointed right.
You got the GoPro, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
GoPro that shit. All right.
I'm going. I'm gonna over shoulder your over shoulder shot.
Yeah. And we're gonna get another over the shoulder too. we're gonna have Rebecca. Now let's practice this for a second before we light that grenade off. Rebecca, go ahead and stand right here for me. And you do not have to get in the water, but you will have to get far enough to like here, so that way you end up in the shot. I'll try to stand a little further back so I can help you out. So that light panel over there, that one is.
I can move it.
Water this shot. So all we need really is maybe to turn it off.
That one.
And action.
Get out of there.
Right.
Get out of there. No.
Keep going, keep going. There's a wide lens. And go, Rebecca. Yeah, that looks wicked.
Here's one of our many stars. The faceless woman. And the faceless woman's face.
The twin.
And then this is our smoke bomb team. Richard Burke.
Team Smoke Bomb.
Team Smoke Bomb.
All right, pull the grenade, please. Wonderful. Great. Perfect.
Coming in.
That smoke looks badass. I like that color. Pull the gun down. Let the gun down by your waist, Rebecca. And now raise it up again. Go. Whoa, do that again for me. And action. Good, one more time. And action. Good. Gunfire, just follow where you can. Yeah. Oh. Nice. That was great. Yeah. And the mask is going to be coming off as I ask for it. The gun will lower and the mask comes off at the same time. That's the reveal shot. We just need to move that towel. Yeah, you'll be pointing right into the lens. And guys, this camera is so light sensitive, you could just stand a little bit further over that way.
Yes, sir, Mr. Ashford. Rough cut, sir.
That's it. That's the money shot. Perfect. And when I call for it, you'll pull the mask down. Pull it. Good. Now let's do it one more time, and look a little past me, kind of out there at the water.
Okay.
And action. Awesomeness. Definitely got it between those two. What this is that we don't want to see your top. We want it to appear that you are underwater. I mean, that you're naked in water. And that does mean that we'll probably have to slide it down just a little bit. Just go ahead and put your head down.
He's looking for the knob.
Can't find the knob.
Good.
I actually like the makeup coming down on her face too. Actually looks.
Yeah.
really
Well,
great.
okay. So now that was good. And then now, if you could, Amber, just close your eyes and lay there again in the water, because now you're unconscious.
Like submerged?
No, your head can still be bobbed up, but you just want to look like you're totally, yeah. Great, and I'm just letting your hair kind of spread itself out a little bit more again. Cool, and then
That looks killer.
Mascara, yeah.
Do you want cuddles?
Ugh. Dylan wants cuddles. He don't
Yes,
care how
Dylan.
creepy it is. Do you need the halo?
I do.
The dilly. Kurt, what do you have to say about a wrap on day 1?
Been awesome. Tired.
Tired. We're old folks.
Our assistant Rick Burt.
DTT day 1. Glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
The star.
Ah, that's me.
Did you have fun?
I did. I blast.
That's wrap day 1.
Yeah. You guys don't hate me, do you?
No.
Okay. That's
Ash.
I'm gonna start data offloading now. It's like what, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning?
About.
About 1 in the morning.
Yes.
Data offloading, battery charging, cleaning lenses, getting lights together, packing up the van, going to bed, waking up, and going to film these guys again at 3 p.m. So we just got into the location for performance shots. And this is it. It is a place that is coming together. This will soon be a venue. Got a really cool textural environment going on here. So I'm gonna set everybody up over here. We're gonna set up Kurt on top, and we're setting the drums up on top. So we're gonna have singing and drums at the top chamber, and then on the bottom half, we're gonna have all the stringed instruments. So that's a little bit different than usual. One thing that's also nice about how big this room is that I can use any kind of lensing I want to. So I can get on a really long lens, which is what I'm gonna do to start off with. I'm gonna get on my 70 to 200. I'm gonna put it on a jib, and I'm gonna be zoomed in hopefully at 200 millimeters like almost the whole time. We've discovered that we have to pull out bulbs in order to get these lights off because the power source is attached to a light switch that we need off so we can turn off all these fluorescents so we can light with just my lights. So I have set up quite a few lights, as you can see here. We've got lights on the ground, lights on C-stands, backlights behind the whole prop, lights over here, more lights on the ground, little adjustments.
The fog machine over this way because it's just fogging out the right side and nothing's happening on the left.
I think there's too much fog for the drummer. I mean, the light beams look kind of neat, but there's no drummer. I mean, we could have faked this without you. All right, we are almost done setting up for the second band setup. This one's going to start turning into individual shots. So basically what I have going on here is that I'm taking advantage of all this cool structural content that is unfinished, and I'm heavily backlighting them. So I've really only got one light out front that I'm going to use, and I don't even have it pointed directly at them. I'm going to see if I can just get it as a bounce. And along here, all along here is lights, lights, lights. I want to be out here for some band takes. So I'm going to be using the A7S or the 7Q on the Ronin and walking my way through here with all this structural content in front of me. And Kurt will be walking his way back and forth. So it's going to be awesome having all this stuff behind. After I get these couple of band shots, I'm then going to turn it into individual shots. So I'm going to turn off lights and only turn on the lights behind a single person at a time. The rest of the band will be taking breaks in between those takes. Guys from Defy the Tyrant are going to be here shortly, in the next 20 minutes, I believe. So rather than sending off a link, you know, to where you have no control over how your client's going to actually see the video, I much prefer if they're a local client to have them actually out and make sure that they watch it properly the right way on the best setup that I can provide. And in this case, I've got a 65-inch OLED TV. OLED TVs are the best for picture quality. The LG series is unbelievable for color. In fact, some color graders actually use this as a reference monitor against like $20,000 monitors. Like when you get into color grading at the highest level, you know, you start around 20-25 grand for monitors, which is insane. But sometimes, like the cheapest next solution is one of these TVs. So I like to show clients their videos on this. You ready?
Is this a 6K?
And this is actually, we're watching it in 4K.
4K, okay.
And you have a 6K version, you're gonna upload that one to YouTube.
That's the one.
And what that really means is that anybody that watches it, if they watch it at that resolution, even if they're watching an HD screen, it'll just be that much less compressed. So it'll be more like watching a Blu-ray, you know, or something like a UHD Blu-ray.
Okay. Nice.
Closer to that. All right, ready, set. I'm so excited. You guys excited?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I like stringing this out. Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
That's the best part.
That's a new logo.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
What's the
I like
the water scene.
Yes.
It was almost like the water was black. I loved it.
Cool.
That was,
Man, we might have to watch it again.
Yeah, we should, right? But it's pretty, it came out pretty good, right?
That was awesome.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I went with like now the mask is off of her and it's on the her that's behind her.
Yeah.
So I thought it still worked. It's like it keeps morphing because it's still the same person. It's
no, it worked.
And when we're watching this again, watch really closely whenever it does the shot of her raising the gun and it pans around. You'll see that it's actually just Amber's head and her body morphs
It's very
into
quick.
it.
It's very quick.
It's very quick, but there's like it's almost like a ghost-like thing, and now she doesn't have the mask anymore. It seems like if you listen to the lyrical content at all, it sounds like you're fighting yourself.
Yeah.
And that's really as simplistic as the concept is, you know?
Yeah.
And her shooting herself is like, I mean, it was interesting for my wife, Amy, she interpreted it like that she conquered herself by killing that part of herself that she didn't need. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily... I kind of left it unresolved, like she's that screwed up, you know? But I could see how somebody would interpret it that way too, and either way, I think it's a win.
Yeah.
It's introspective, yeah.
That came out way better than I imagined.
Really?
It's so clear.
Awesome. I just
I
wanted-
yeah.
we gotta do tightrope.
Wow, this looks really
We gotta do
cool.
tightrope.
We gotta do
We gotta do tightrope.
We gotta do
Sign a
tightrope.
contract. Sign a contract.
All right, I got the paperwork right here. Let's do tightrope.
Yeah, that's great.
And how cool would it be to, like, you know, assuming we did the do tightrope to link it together like that, then you can have them as separate videos, but you'd have a version that links it together.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just totally unique because
Yeah, I love it.
bands don't have that. You gave me great performances. That really made a huge difference, and you guys all really busted ass on helping move around equipment and setting up stuff. And,
It helps.
You know, we were tired at the end of the night, both nights, but we got all the shots that we did because you guys jumped in, and that's how we can get a production like this to look like it was a $50,000 video.
Yeah.
Even with like Trans Am, like I'm trying to compete against like the top car manufacturers, and I'm one guy, and I'm competing against like, these big productions, and part of it is just if everyone steps up to the plate to help those things come together, and we put it there visually, I'll film it.
Yeah.
You know.
I like.
So we're here at Warrior on the River, waiting for the premiere to actually happen with the video debut. Ian's over here getting all the technical preparations made. And in doing so, while he hopped onto Facebook, he saw that today, literally today, is our 9-year anniversary. Me and Ian knowing each other on
You have
Facebook.
to look at my Facebook page.
What was the name? Ian.
9 years.
Yeah, you got to play it. Let's see what the algorithm of Facebook put together for us. Wow.
Happy Ash and Ian Day.
That's beautiful.
It's our 9-year Facebook anniversary.
9-year Facebook
right
anniversary?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mean to interrupt 9 years,
That's
man.
right. 7 o'clock on April 23rd. It's a Tuesday. It's the same night that movies come out on video.
It's big time.
Big time.
This is the video done by Ash, wherever. Right there. There he is. He's got his camera. Everybody wave to Ash. He's doing things.
Hey.
This is our video for Fighting Gravity. I hope you all like it.
Hopefully we get some views out of this, man.
Yeah, man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
And $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the
Yeah,
goal?
$1 million. That's the goal, yeah.
You got to throw $1 million in there. That's kind of the well, you want views or you want $1 million?
Yeah, $1 million, please.